It's good, y'all. Let's talk about last night's WWE Night of Champions PLE, man. Overall, man, I think that this PLE was a huge disappointment. Just to be positive and not be a negative Nancy, I think the best part of the night was hands down Jacob Fatu versus Solo Sikoa. Congratulations to Solo Sikoa for becoming the United States champion. But we can't give him full credit because he did not do it on his own, right? A new member of the Bloodline showed up. We'll get into that a little bit later on in the video. But everything else, man, I mean, it was trash, man. I think the worst match of the night, hands down, was Sami Zayn versus Karrion Kross. Like, how is Karrion Kross still signed to the WWE? Serious question. How has this guy not been released, right? We seen Braun Strowman, the giant, the beast, right? We seen him get released, and he was a much better, much active wrestler than Karrion Kross. Like, I just don't understand it, bro. Like, Karrion Kross is a jobber. He was very rusty in the ring last night, but you can't really blame Karrion because he hasn't wrestled in like 2 years, right? Obviously, Sami Zayn won. We all know he was gonna win because I think he's Arab or Israeli or something like that. And obviously, the PLE was in Saudi Arabia. The fans went crazy when he came out. But Sami Zayn is a jobber, bro. I don't think he's ever going to be a major title holder. He's a mid-card jobber. And let's be honest, man, Sami Zayn is just a theme song and a Halua kick, bro. Other than that, bro, he's boring, right? So anyway, we start off the event last night with Randy Orton versus Cody Rhodes for King of the Ring. Randy Orton basically tried to cheat. First of all, he tried to punt Cody Rhodes, right? And he was very hesitant to do it. But this is the same Randy Orton for the past 3 weeks straight. He told Cody Rhodes to his face that he was willing to do anything to beat Cody Rhodes to become King of the Ring and to ultimately get a title shot, right? That same Randy Orton last night was extremely hesitant to punt Cody Rhodes. We haven't seen Randy Orton punt somebody in years, probably a decade now, right? He didn't do it, right? And it cost him the match. So what he ended up doing is he ended up taking a padding off of one of the turnbuckles, right? And he tries to throw Cody into it, but Cody counters and throws Randy into it. Randy pretty much injures like his arm into the unpadded turnbuckle, right? And then Cody pretty much hits the Cody Cross and wins, right? Now, if you watch my video, my prediction, if you watch my past videos on SmackDown and Raw, I told you guys that Cody Rhodes was going to win. I said that Cody Rhodes is going to win because Triple H pretty much is setting up a rematch between Cody Rhodes and John Cena. And I said that's why CM Punk wasn't going to win either. And that's exactly what happened. CM Punk lost last night. Randy Orton lost last night. Guys, what you guys got to understand about Triple H is this, right? Number one, he's predictable, right? He's predictable. He recycles his ideas, and he's a long-term booker. What I mean by long-term booker is Triple H likes to drag out storylines for at least a year to 2 years, right? And what he's doing is what y'all don't realize is Cody Rhodes' story, it never ended, right? His title reign, the only reason he lost that title is because they gave it to John Cena for him to pass Ric Flair. They're pretty much giving John Cena his retirement tour, right? Just like what Kobe Bryant got, right? It's the same thing, right? John Cena's gonna hold that title. And then what's going to happen is at SummerSlam, Cody Rhodes is going to get that title back from John Cena. And then Cody Rhodes will probably hold the title for another year, maybe 2 years, because they're positioning Cody Rhodes to be the baby face of the company, right? They're pretty much trying to get Cody Rhodes to be what Roman Reigns was when he was the champion for almost 5 years. That's what they're doing with Cody Rhodes. And this is just extremely predictable, man. You know? So next, we have Rhea Ripley versus Rockel. This was actually probably my third favorite match of the night. This match was pretty dope. I do think it lived up to the hype. But let me start off by saying this, right? If this is a street fight, why was this match in a ring? Do you guys remember when street fights in the WWE actually was in the streets? Like, they would have these street fights in a parking lot with cars where they would slam each other on cars. What happened to that? Now, obviously, this match was in Saudi Arabia, but I'm pretty sure they could have found a vacant place in Saudi Arabia where these chicks could have slugged it out, you know, in the street or even in the back of the parking lot where the arena was at. You know what I'm saying? So this didn't really feel like a street match to me, bro. I'm an old school WWE fan. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, Rhea riptides Rockel off of a table that was placed on top of the ropes. which is pretty dope. And Rhea Ripley pretty much won the match. You know, she was whipping Rockel's ass with a pelt. Rockel at one point was whipping Rhea's ass with a stick. It was a pretty cool match, bro. But like I said, it did not feel like a street match, man. So next we got Sami Zayn versus Karrion Jobber Kross. Kross pretty much tried to submit Sami. Sami almost tapped out, right? So the referee checked his hand 3 times. The first 2 times he picked up his hand, he dropped it, right? The third time, Sami Zayn, you know, started moving his hand, and ultimately, you know, he was able to get back up. He got a rope break, right? He hit the Halua kick. He wins the match. But guys, let's talk about this, right? Jey Uso, right? We just saw 2 weeks ago when Jey Uso and Gunther had their rematch for the World Heavyweight title. The referee checked Jey Uso's hand. I think it was either 2 times. It wasn't 3. They checked his hand 2 times. He didn't pick it up, and Gunther won the title by submission, right? Now, why couldn't Jey Uso get his hand checked 3 times and get back up and get a rope break and end up winning this title back? You see what I'm saying? You see how things don't make sense? This is why I don't like Triple H, because with his booking, things don't make sense, bro. Everything is just all over the place, right? Like, you can see that Triple H is biased, and it's just certain wrestlers that he likes. It's certain wrestlers that he wants to win, and there's certain wrestlers that he doesn't want to win. But things just don't make any sense, guys. So, yeah, man, Karrion Kross, I'm expecting him to be released from the WWE right around the time that the WWE draft happens. So next, we got my favorite match of the night, which was Jacob Fatu versus Solo Sikoa. Jacob hits a Seton bomb, but Solo, a Swanton bomb, excuse me. He hits a Swanton bomb, but Solo kicks out. JC Mateo comes out to help Solo. Also, Tom Galoa came back to help Solo as well. But Jacob still kicks out. Solo goes for the spike, but Jacob counters with a Samoan kick. Jacob ends up flying out the ring on top of Tom Galoa and JC Mateo. Jacob hits the finisher on Solo, but some new guy who's a part of the bloodline now with Solo, he pretty much stopped him from getting the 3 count. He slammed Jacob on the table. Solo hits the Samoan spike on Jacob. By the way that Jacob sold that Samoan spike was incredible. This man did a backflip after Solo Sikoa spiked him in his neck. Shout out to Jacob, man. This dude is so talented. So the new guy that came out to pretty much help Solo was a guy named Hikulea. I believe he's a part of the bloodline. He was signed by the WWE months ago, and he finally debuted. So I'm also expecting Zilla Fatu at some point to pretty much come and help Jacob Fatu, because if you go on Zilla's Twitter, he said something. He actually was sending Jacob a good luck before the match started. So shout out to Zilla. I'm expecting him to join this bloodline sometime this year. So next, we got Asuka, Ass Chica, versus Jade for Queen of the Ring. Now, I did expect Asuka to win this match because I thought that Triple H was going to set up a title shot between Asuka and Io Sky because they're both Japanese. And surprisingly, I was wrong, right? Jade Cargill ended up winning this match. So Jade Cargill, she countered the Asuka lock, and she did her finisher to win Queen of the Ring. But guys, let's talk about Jade Cargill. Jade Cargill got a lot of boos last night, bro. Like, first of all, her outfit was fire, right? She came out dressed as Storm, right? And while she was coming out, there was snow falling on top of her, right? Outfit was incredible, right? Jade, first of all, Jade is beautiful. That's number one. She has an incredible body. Now, she got booed when she came out, right? She also got booed on SmackDown in Saudi Arabia. And she got booed after she won the match and she was giving her speech. And it was bothering her, right? Like, she gave a speech and she pretty much said, I don't care if you boo me, right? Don't let anybody tell you what you can't do. She was very hurt that the fans did not perceive her well, right? But I noticed that there's a lot of white men specifically in the wrestling community on YouTube that are starting a Jade Cargill hate train, right? Even this dude I watch on TikTok that was streaming the Night of Champions, because I didn't pay for that shit. He was even saying some hateful things toward Jade, bro. He was saying that all of these guys say that they think that Jade needs to improve her in-ring skills. They don't like the fact that she's being pushed over certain wrestlers. And one of the guys was saying she looks like a man. Now, first of all, right, if Jade Cargill looks like a man, then Rhea Ripley looks like a he-man. You know what I'm saying? Like if anybody looks like a man in wrestling, bro, like you gotta say Rhea Ripley, right? And listen, I don't honestly think Rhea Ripley looks like a man. I just think that she has very masculine features, right? I do think Rhea Ripley is an attractive woman, but you know, Jade Cargill is pretty, bro. The only thing masculine about Jade Cargill, bro, is the fact that she has a 10-pack. You know what I'm saying? But to all of the guys out there that's saying that Jade isn't good and she doesn't deserve this push, did you forget Tiffany Stratton is champion? Let's talk about how many times Tiffany Stratton has botched the move. She botches moves week after week, bro. Her whole gimmick is lame. It's Tiffy time. Like, what are we talking about? What are we talking about? Let's talk about Rhea Ripley. Rhea Ripley's not that good in the ring, bro. She ain't a phenomenal wrestler, bro. She's okay. But Rhea Ripley has a lot of stuff to work on, bro. See, this is what I be talking about, bro. Dudes pick and choose who they want to hate on, bro. A majority of these female wrestlers on the main roster in the WWE botch their moves week after week after week. We just seen Liv Morgan dislocate her shoulder by literally just falling on the mat. And you guys have the audacity to criticize Jade Cargill. First of all, she just came back from an injury a couple of months ago. So she's obviously still getting back comfortable in the ring, right? She has a dope gimmick. She has a phenomenal theme song. Her whole Storm thing. She literally looks like she should be playing Storm in one of the Marvel movies. You know what I'm saying? Marvel or DC, whatever universe X-Men is in, right? I don't give a fuck, right? You guys get what I'm saying. But you guys got to get that hate out your heart, man. I mean, seriously, bro. She deserves this push. She's worked her ass off. She's in phenomenal shape. She arguably is in the best shape out of the whole company of the WWE. And does she have to improve some things in the ring? Yes. But don't sit here and act like she's the only one that is botching moves, bro. When you got Tiffany Stratton, who's champion, that botches moves week after week after week, and none of you guys say anything bad about her, bro. Anyway, man, I had to get that off my chest, bro, because that shit was pissing me off, bro. So anyway, we got the final match between John Cena and CM Punk. John Cena AA'd CM Punk 3 times. He kept kicking out, which made me think Punk might have possibly won, right? Cena ends up getting out of the ring to get his title to pretty much cheat and hit Punk. Punk hits the GTS. Cena kicks out. Cena accidentally hits the ref out of the ring. Punk gets the 3 count, but there's no ref in the ring. So this is the recycled garbage I was talking about with Triple H. The way that CM Punk lost this match, guys, is pretty much the same way that Randy Orton lost this match, bro. Right? Same thing. The same way that Randy Orton lost his title shot against John Cena is the same exact way that Randy Orton lost, bro. He gets the 3 count and the referee's knocked out of the ring, right? So anyway, Seth Rollins comes out with Paul Heyman, Braun Breaker, and Bronson Reed. Braun and Bronson pretty much slam Punk on the announce table. Seth calls out a referee. Guys, think about this. At the snap of a finger, Seth freaking Rollins was able to get a referee out to the ring, right? So the referee that comes out ends up getting clotheslined by John Cena, which I thought was fucking hilarious, bro. So Cena AA's Rollins. Braun and Bronson jump John Cena. Penta comes out, right? Now, guys, why didn't Roman Reigns come out last night? Why? What they should have had happen was, and everybody thought this is what was going to happen, Seth Rollins should have successfully cashed in, right? And right before the 3 count, Roman Reigns comes out and stops Seth Rollins from winning the title from John Cena. Why didn't that happen last night? Anyway, Penta comes out. He tries to beat up Braun Breaker, but Braun Breaker suplexes him outside of the ring. Sami Zayn comes out and brawls with Braun Breaker. Penta pretty much jumps on Braun and Sami. Braun tries to tsunami John Cena, but Bronson tried to tsunami John Cena, but John Cena was able to get out of the way, and he ends up AAing Bronson Reed. Guys, the fact that John Cena was able to AA Bronson Reed at his age, when Bronson Reed his fat ass is damn near 400 pounds, John Cena's a beast, bro. It just goes to show how strong John Cena really is, man, because that's not easy to do, bro. Shout out to John Cena. So Punk pretty much shakes John Cena's hand to pretty much, squash whatever animosity that they have, because they pretty much just helped each other get all these guys out of the ring to interfere from the match. Cena pretty much tries to sucker CM Punk. Rollins hits Punk with the briefcase. John Cena ends up getting the 3 count, and then he runs out the ring before Seth Rollins can cash in. And this match was garbage and made absolutely no sense, bro. I'm starting to notice a pattern, right? I noticed that what Triple H is doing, right, whenever he gets too much criticism, what he does is he has multiple wrestlers interfere with one match to make the match seem more exciting than it was, bro. Bro, when you have a match with CM Punk and John Cena, you don't need Sami Zayn and Penta to come out and help, bro. If you're going to have anybody come out and interfere with this match, it should either be Seth Rollins to cash in the Money in the Bank to get the title from John or CM Punk, whoever the winner was, or you have Roman Reigns come out, right, to stop Seth Rollins. There was no need for Sami and Penta to be a part of this match, bro. It made no sense. Like, you had Penta come out just to pretty much get his ass whooped by Braun Breaker, right? You have Sami Zayn come out just to get his ass whooped by Braun Breaker. It doesn't make any sense, bro. So, in my opinion, if I was to rate this PLE out of a 10, I would give it a 4 out of 10. I think it was garbage. Like I said, the best part of this card was Jacob Fatu versus Solo Sikoa. Everything else was trash, bro. Oh, yeah, and the Rhea Ripley and Rockel match. Everything else besides that, these were matches that we could have seen on an episode of Raw or SmackDown, bro. It's not worth being on a PLE, bro. And at this point, I just don't get how Triple H continues to keep his job. I don't understand it. But anyway, it's your boy Wavy. Thank you guys for watching, man. Please follow your boy, subscribe, hit that like button, hit that thumbs up button, leave a comment, and most importantly, share the video to your mama. I'm out.